Verse for opening a sutra. The unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of aeons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. The wonderful Dharma, Lotus Flower Sutra, Conferring Predictions, Chapter 6. At that time, following his expounding of the verses, the World-Honored One spoke to the great assembly in this manner. My disciple, Mahakashyapa, in the future age, will serve and behold 300,000 million Buddhas, World-Honored Ones, making offerings, paying reverence, venerating and praising them. He will broadly proclaim the limitless great Dharma of all the Buddhas. In his final body, he'll become a Buddha by the name of light brightness, thus come one worthy of offerings, of proper and universal knowledge, one whose understanding and conduct are complete, a well-gone one who understands the world, an unsurpassed Lord, a taming and regulating hero, teacher of gods and humans, a Buddha, a world-honored one. His country will be called Light Virtue, and his aeon will be called Great Adornment. His lifespan as a Buddha will last for 12 minor aeons. The proper Dharma will dwell there for 20 minor aeons. The Dharma image age will also dwell there for 20 minor aeons. His realm will be adorned and free of any filth or evil, tiles or stones, thorns or brambles, excrement or other impurities. The land will be flat, without high or low places, gullies or hills. The land will be made of lapis lazuli and set about with rows of jeweled trees. The roads will be bordered with golden ropes. Precious flowers will be scattered about, purifying it entirely. The bodhisattvas in that land will number in the limitless thousands of millions. The assembly of hearers will be likewise uncountable. No deeds of Mara will be done there, and although Mara and his subjects will exist there, they will all protect the Buddha Dharma. At that time, the World-Honored One, wishing to restate this principle, spoke verses saying, I declare to the bhikshus that by using my Buddha eye, I see that Kashyapa, in the future age, countless aeons from now, shall become a Buddha, and that in the future he shall make offerings to, revere, and behold 300 tens of thousands of millions of Buddhas, world-honored ones. And for the sake of the Buddha's wisdom, he shall purely cultivate Brahman conduct. He shall make offerings to the highest, honored one, doubly complete, and then cultivate and practice all unsurpassed wisdom. In his final body, he shall become a Buddha. His land will be pure, with lapis lazuli for soil, and with many jeweled trees lining the roadways, and with the roads set off by golden cords, delighting all who see it. Fine fragrance will always issue forth. Rare flowers will be strewn about. With all manner of rare articles it shall be adorned. The land will be flat and even, without hills or gullies. The assembly of bodhisattvas will be unreckonable. Their minds will be gentle. Having gained great spiritual powers, they will reverently uphold the Buddha's great vehicle sutras. The assembly of hearers, without outflows in their last bodies, sons of the Dharma King, will also be beyond all count, so that even with the heavenly eye, their number shall not be known. His lifespan as a Buddha will be 12 minor aeons, and his proper Dharma will dwell in the world for 20 minor aeons. The Dharma image age will dwell also for 20 minor aeons. The World-Honored One, light brightness, shall have a history such as this. At that time, Mahamoggallana, Subhuti, and Mahakatyayana were very agitated. They single-mindedly joined their palms, gazed upward at the world-honored one, not lowering their gaze for a moment, and with a single voice spoke these verses. Great brave hero, the world-honored one, the Sakyan Dharma king, out of pity for us all, bestow the Buddha word. If knowing our profoundest thoughts, you see that we gain predictions, it will be like a sprinkling of sweet dew, dispelling heat and giving cool refreshment. It will be like a person from a famine-stricken land who suddenly encounters a royal feast. His mind holds doubt and fear, and he does not dare go ahead and eat. But if he gained the king's permission, then he would certainly dare to eat. We, in the same way, ever think of the errors of the small vehicle, and do not know how we are to gain the Buddha's unsurpassed wisdom. Although we hear the Buddha's voice, saying that we shall become Buddhas, our minds hold worry and fear, like one who dares not yet to eat. If we were favored by the Buddha's prediction, then we should be happy and at peace. Great brave hero, world-honored one, you who always wish peace for the world, please bestow predictions upon us, like giving the famished permission to eat. At that time, the world-honored one, knowing the thoughts in the minds of his great disciples, told the bhikshus, Subhuti will, in a future age, serve and behold 300s of myriads of millions of Nayutas or Buddhas, making offerings, paying reverence, venerating and praising them, ever cultivating the Brahman conduct and perfecting the Bodhisattva way. In his final body, he'll become a Buddha called Name Appearance Thus Come One worthy of offerings, one of proper and universal knowledge, one whose understanding and conduct are complete, a well-gone one who understands the world, an unsurpassed Lord, a taming and regulating hero, teacher of gods and humans, Buddha, world-honored one. His aeon will be called possessing jewels. His country will be called giving birth to jewels. His land will be level with crystal for soil and jeweled trees for adornments. It will be without hills or gullies, stones, thorns, filth or excrement. Jeweled flowers will cover the ground, purifying it entirely. The people of his land will all dwell on jeweled terraces or in precious fine towers. The assembly of hearers will be limitless and boundless, so that they cannot be known by resort to number or analogy. The assembly of bodhisattvas will number in the countless thousands of myriads of millions of Nayutas. His lifespan as a Buddha will last for 12 minor aeons. The proper Dharma will dwell there for 20 minor aeons. The Dharma image age will also dwell there for 20 minor aeons. This Buddha will constantly dwell in empty space, speaking Dharma for the multitudes, and crossing over limitless bodhisattvas and hearers. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate this principle, spoke verses saying, Assembled bhikshus, I shall now tell you, listen single-mindedly to what I'm going to say. My great disciple, Subhuti, will become a Buddha called Name Appearance. After making offerings to countless myriads of millions of Buddhas, following the Buddha's practices, he will gradually perfect the Great Way. In his final body, he shall obtain 32 marks, upright and beautiful, like a jeweled mountain. His Buddha land will be foremost in purity and adornment. Living beings will see it, all will take delight in it. And as a Buddha therein, he will save limitless multitudes. Within his Buddha Dharma will be many bodhisattvas, all of sharp faculties, turning the non-retreating wheel. This land will ever be adorned with bodhisattvas. The assembly of hearers will be beyond all reckoning. all having gained the 3 clarities and perfected the 6 spiritual powers, abiding in the 8 liberations, and possessing great awesome virtue. When this Buddha speaks the Dharma, he'll manifest limitless spiritual powers and transformations, inconceivable. The people, both gods and humans, their numbers like the Ganges sands, all will join their palms to hear and accept that Buddha's words. That Buddha's lifespan will be 12 minor aeons. The proper Dharma will dwell in the world for 20 minor aeons. The Dharma image age will dwell for 20 minor aeons also. At that time, the World-Honored One further addressed the assembly of bhikshus, saying, I will now tell you, in the future age, Mahakatyayana will make offerings of various articles too, and will reverently serve 8,000 million Buddhas, honoring and venerating them. After the extinction of those Buddhas, he'll erect a stupa for each, 1,000 yojanas in height, 500 yojanas in breadth, and made of the 7 jewels, gold, silver, lapis lazuli, mother of pearl, carnelian, pearls, and agate. He'll make offerings of many flowers, beaded necklaces, paste incense, powdered incense, burning incense, silk canopies and banners to the stupa. After that, he'll further make offerings to 20,000 million Buddhas in the same manner. Having made offerings to those Buddhas, he will perfect the Bodhisattva way. He will then become a Buddha called Jambunada Go, like thus come one worthy of offerings, of proper and universal knowledge, one whose understanding and conduct are complete, a well-gone one who understands the world, unsurpassed Lord, a taming and regulating hero, teacher of gods and humans, Buddha, World-Honored One. The land will be flat and even, with crystal for soil and jeweled trees as adornments. The roads will be bordered with golden ropes, and the ground covered with fine flowers, purifying it entirely, so that those who see it are delighted. The 4 evil paths will not exist there, that is, the hells, hungry ghosts, animals, and asuras. There'll be many gods, humans, assembled heroes, and bodhisattvas, who will number in the limitless myriads of millions, and all adorning that land. His lifespan as a Buddha will be 12 minor aeons. His proper Dharma will dwell in the world 20 minor aeons. The Dharma image age will dwell also for 20 minor aeons. At that time, the World-Honored One, wishing to restate this principle, spoke verses saying, O bhikshus, all of you, listen with a single mind, for that which I say is true, real, and without error. Katyayana shall, with a variety of fine and subtle articles, make offerings to the Buddhas. After the extinction of those Buddhas, he will build stupas of the 7 jewels, and also with flowers and incense make offerings to their sharira. In his final body, he will attain the Buddha wisdom and realize proper enlightenment. His country will be pure and will cross over limitless myriads of millions of beings. From the 10 directions, he will receive offerings. His Buddha light will be unsurpassed. As a Buddha, his name will be Jambunada Go Light. Bodhisattvas and heroes, having severed all existence, unlimited and innumerable, will adorn his land. At that time, the World-Honored One further spoke to the assembly. I now tell you that Mahamoggallana will, in the future, with various articles make offerings to 8,000 Buddhas, honoring and venerating them. After the extinction of those Buddhas, he will erect for each of them a stupa 1,000 yojanas in height and 500 yojanas in breadth, and made of the 7 jewels, gold, silver, lapis lazuli, mother of pearl, carnelian, pearls, and agate. He'll make offerings to eat of many flowers, beaded necklaces, paste incense, powdered incense, burning incense, silk canopies, and banners. After that, he will further make offerings to 200 myriads of millions of Buddhas in the same manner. He will then become a Buddha called Tamalapatra Chandana fragrance, thus come one worthy of offerings, of proper and universal knowledge, one whose understanding and conduct are complete, a well-gone one who understands the world, an unsurpassed Lord, a taming and regulating hero, teacher of gods and humans, Buddha, world-honored one. His aeon will be called full of joy. His country will be called delighted intent. His land will be flat and even, with crystal for soil and jeweled trees for adornments. Real pearl flowers will be scattered about, purifying it entirely, so that those who see it rejoice. There will be many gods and humans, bodhisattvas and heroes, limitless and uncountable in number. His lifespan as a Buddha will last for 24 minor aeons. The proper Dharma will dwell there for 40 minor aeons. The Dharma image age will dwell also for 40 minor aeons. At that time, the world-honored one, wishing to restate this principle, spoke verses saying, "My disciple, great Moggallana, having cast aside this body, will view 8,200 myriads of millions of Buddhas, world-honored ones, and for the sake of the Buddha way, will honor and make offerings to them. In the presence of those Buddhas, he will always practice Brahman conduct throughout limitless aeons, reverently upholding the Buddha Dharma. After the extinction of those Buddhas, he'll build stupas of the 7 jewels, displaying golden spires, and with flowers, incense, and instrumental music, he'll make offerings to the Buddha stupas. Gradually, having perfected the Bodhisattva path in a land called delighted intent, he'll become a Buddha called Tamala Chandana fragrance. His lifespan as a Buddha will be 24 minor aeons. Always for gods and humans, he will expound and proclaim the Buddha way. There'll be limitless hearers in number like the Ganges sands, with the 3 clarities and 6 penetrations and great awesome virtue. There'll be uncountable bodhisattvas, vigorous and of solid resolve, and who, with regard to the Buddha's wisdom, are irreversible. After that Buddha's extinction, the proper Dharma will dwell for 40 minor aeons, and the Dharma image age will be the same. All my disciples, having perfected the awesome virtue, all 500 of them shall be given predictions, and in a future age will become Buddhas of my own and your former causes and conditions. I will now tell all of you, listen well.